My friends, 2 billion Rs, write down this number. That's what the mainstream media calls a historic investment in Rondonópolis in Mato Grosso, but in reality it's China's plan to control the heart of Brazil and what ends up on your plate. Pay close attention, because what is being celebrated as the salvation of our economy is actually the death certificate of our sovereignty. The largest Chinese state-owned company, COFCO, has just announced that it will create the biggest soybean complex in the country in Mato Grosso. COFCO is not an ordinary company seeking profit. It is the operational arm of the Chinese Communist Party. This means that Brazil is ceasing to be the world's breadbasket and is becoming Beijing's private backyard, with the blessing and complicit silence of the poor folks in Brasilia. Now stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you how the food on your table is being mortgaged. And because China's desperation for food security has turned Brazil into a host for a parasite that will accept nothing less than total control. And in the end, when there's nothing left, the bill will come to you as a Brazilian and you'll be the one to pay. Now subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and like the video, because when we look at the numbers up close, the size of the problem becomes devastatingly clear. The Chinese state-owned company will invest $2 billion to jump from a capacity of 4,500 tons to 10,000 tons per day. That's more than doubling the processed volume in one of the most productive regions on the planet. The completion is scheduled for 2028, and the plant will be directly integrated with the city's railway terminal. This means they're not just processing soybeans, they're taking control of the backbone of our national logistics. They control the seed, the processing, the meal, the oil, the biodiesel, and now the railway that takes the product to the port. It's a vertically integrated monopoly within Brazilian territory, being operated by a foreign state. Not private companies, but a state with nuclear weapons and a full-fledged military. So they control the logistics, and I'll show you why this will mean the price of the food you eat will be decided in Beijing, not here in Brazil. While the national producer is suffocated by taxes and bureaucracy, the Chinese state-owned company gets the red carpet treatment to consolidate a dominance that no Brazilian private company can face. Brazil is being sliced up, and the slices are being sent directly to the port of Shanghai. But to understand why control of our railways is so dangerous, you need to understand how the Chinese government thinks and what it does. What does it really want with our land? China has 1.4 billion mouths to feed and a chronic shortage of arable land. What they're doing in Mato Grosso is seeking food security at our expense. This isn't about a free market. This is about a predatory state that seeks to ensure its people don't go hungry, even if it means emptying the neighbor's granary. And the day Brazil needs that soy to contain an internal crisis, we won't be able to use it. It already belongs to the Chinese government even before it leaves the ground. We are the host, and the Chinese Communist Party is the parasite that sucks our wealth for next to nothing, and the paradox is glaring. The Western left, which claims to defend sovereignty, acts as the perfect useful idiot for Beijing's interests. The current government would never have a place in Chinese politics. Never. In China, there is no identity agenda. There is no woke culture. There are no quotas, and there is no freedom of speech. The Communist Party is pragmatic. They provide infrastructure and security, but in exchange they demand the complete surrender of freedom. The Chinese citizen traded the right to express opinions for a 70-hour work week and constant surveillance. Stop and ask yourself, can you imagine Brazil following this same path of total control? This is the model that is consuming Brazil. A state that does not respect human rights and uses pragmatism to weaken democracies while strengthening itself. Brazil has been turned into an exporter of raw materials because it's easier for the people with no loyalty to the nation who control the country to sell off the country's wealth in exchange for temporary political survival. We are giving away our technology and our land to a dictatorship that sees us as mere pieces on a board of global domination. And the question needs to be asked, why isn't this sector in the hands of Brazilian producers? Why does the government make things easier for foreign state-owned companies while suffocating national producers with punitive taxes and legal persecution? This isn't economics, it's a policy of surrender. From mining to ports, from airports to the heart of the soybean industry, our sovereignty is being sliced up and sold off to save ideological allies. China does not promote democracy. It sees it as a weakness to be exploited. They know that the West is in moral decline and take advantage of every gap to establish themselves. Brazil is the largest food producer on earth. Our agriculture is our gold. And we are allowing the Chinese state to monopolize the crushing and logistics of this wealth. And if you control food and transportation, don't you control the nation? It's a silent checkmate that's being carried out right before our eyes. While the population is distracted with trivialities, with short videos on TikTok, with woke culture, with gossip on television and soap operas that rot the minds of Brazilians. Open your eyes before it's too late. While you're arguing about trivialities, your next meal is being mortgaged to Beijing. The bill will come due and it will be paid in freedom and sovereignty. Brazil is being devoured from within. And the silence of those who should protect us is the warning cry you can't ignore. The system is ruthless, my friend.
Mas a informação é a única
The only advantage left. The full decoding of this globalist advance and the technical details about how China is mapping every hectare of our territory, we can't go too deep into that here. We can't use certain terms or mention names. We're being monitored in real time. In fact, the Federal Supreme Court itself has already said that the Chinese model is the one that should be applied here in Brazil. But I created an exclusive platform free from censorship, our Bunker de Inteligencia, where you'll understand the complete map of what's happening. There we have the analysis of influence and the intelligence reports that the consortium doesn't want you to see. We already have more than 3,000 subscribers funding the truth that protects your mind and your assets. Access is available here in the QR code, in the first pinned comment, and in the video description. Come be part of those who are already seeing the world outside the bubble. And if you want to protect your family's perception against this ideological mud that tries to sell our country, our series and movie channel provides the necessary refuge, cultura real, solid values, and zero mimimi. Tips on series and movies that even portray the world and talk about what's happening today. That's very interesting. The link is in the card, description, and first pinned comment. Now subscribe, turn on the notification bell, leave your like here, and you can also become a member and get early access to videos here on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Follow our sovereignty of information. Do you think Brazil still has a way back, or have we already been divided for good? Comment down below. Now shield your mind. I'm Shimon Oliveira and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.